Another year down, and it's been a big one for us. We stood on 30 different start lines on 3 continents and in 7 US states, racing everything from endurance to cross country to fat tire crits to enduro to mass start downhill. Oh, and some single speed. We had some huge wins and some of our best results ever, but also some of the hardest days we've ever had on bikes.
I'm sure I have felt worse, but I don't remember a time.
From racing up the slopes of Kilimanjaro, to nearly getting flattened by an elephant,
Holy
to sliding down a glacier in France on a rental bike, to tackling North America's hardest single-day mountain bike race. It's safe to say that this year was one full of extremes. Extreme joy, extreme fun, and some extreme pain too. And today, as the year heads to a close, it's time for a little reflection. How much did we really ride our bikes this year? What went well? What could have gone better? And, of course, what's next for us? Join us today for a little introspection, some 2024 stats, and a sneak peek at our 2025 schedule. And, of course, some hard training and delicious food.
Okay, it is December, which means it's kind of time to look at what we've done this year, start to make our plans for next year.
We were looking at stats from this past year on Strava as we were eating breakfast, and it's kind of interesting.
We thought it'd be kind of fun to share with you guys how much we've ridden, what bikes we've ridden the most. My yearly total for this year is 491 hours, which is a lot of hours to spend on a bike. Basically a little bit under 5,000 miles, which is definitely a record for me.
And almost
Cheers to that.
500,000 feet of climbing.
That's nuts. Probably
good.
will hit 500,000 feet of climbing before the end of the year.
And 5,000 miles.
Definitely will hit 5,000, probably hit 5,000 miles today.
This year I rode about 450 hours.
So less than me.
Less than Sid by, what would that be? About 10%. A little bit less than 10%.
He still did more miles though, so they're wah wah.
What was your most ridden bicycle?
Yeah, this will probably not be a surprise to anyone, but it was my XC bike, my RE Signal Peak. So of the 500 hours, 305 of them were on the XC bike for a total of 2,800 miles, 277,902 feet of climbing on the mountain bike. That right there is why our total miles are definitely lower than people who do most of their training on the road bike. Doing over half the training on the mountain bike definitely means less distance.
I also did the most hours on my cross-country bike, but for me it was less than half of my hours. So of the 450 hours, only 205 were on the XC bike.
On my gravel/road bike, I have ridden 132 hours, 1,600 miles, 166,000 feet of climbing.
114 were on the gravel bike, and then 77 were on my enduro bike, and then I had a few, 20 on the e-bike, almost 20 on the indoor bike, and then 15 on the Delano because I didn't get that built up until a month ago.
My big bike this year, which was the Delano Peak, because I never built up my LaSalle. I will be building up a LaSalle for next year, so watch out, world. But I did 33 hours on the Delano and 249 miles, 32,000 feet of climbing. So definitely not that much time on bigger bikes this year for me. 15 hours on the e-bike, so mostly just sharing that for all the people who, when we posted one video about e-bikes, were like, you're only gonna ride e-bikes. You may talk to me about only riding e-bikes when, how would that be, over 480 hours on other bikes. We mostly used our e-bikes for recovery rides, an occasional endurance ride when we were pretty tired and just wanted to get more miles in, so they didn't get a ton of hours despite being obviously super, super fun bikes. I'm super happy with that. That definitely is more miles. It's a small increase in hours, not a huge increase in hours for me, but an increase in miles, which definitely means I'm going faster.
Okay, I think we should probably go do some intervals.
It's time to go see if we're fast.
It's 45 degrees, cloudy, windy, not as windy as it was a few hours ago. We delayed our workout a little bit because the wind was horrific when we woke up this morning, and that's never fun. I have 8 by 2 minute VO2 range intervals, not max effort, so it is a range. And Mackie has the same thing, but 10 of them, because Mike likes me more. This is the second time we've done this workout. We did it a week ago. I had a great workout a week ago. I was able to do all of those intervals right around 300 watts, but I am feeling much more tired now that we are a week deep. Last week was pretty big. I think we were like 15 hours on the bike, plus like ramping up our gym workout, so that was pretty significant. And also, obviously, that also includes the VO2 max intervals and max power intervals, which definitely make you more fatigued per hour that you were on the bike. I am trying to have both a positive but realistic attitude. I think I can probably do all these in the range. May not be able to do them as well as last week, but we'll see. You never know. How are you feeling?
Well, I had to do these yesterday, except they were 3-minute ones instead of 2-minute ones.
Yeah.
And the third minute was really hard for me.
So now you don't have to do the third minute.
So I don't have to do the third minute. So hopefully, even though I have to do more of them, 10 instead of 7, I will be able to be in my ranges today, because yesterday I was not for half of them, maybe more than half. My legs are tired though.
Yeah, I'm sore walking down the stairs. Made it to our hill. This is Rendy Heckmanian, side of Los Alamos. It's like a 5-minute climb going hard, so pretty good spot to do the 2 to 3 minute VO2 max intervals, because it's fairly steep and it's also not super far from our house, and this isn't supposed to be like a 2+ hour ride, so if we do it here we can do the whole workout in like 90 minutes. So I will admit I did not feel good on my warm-up, but that's often how it goes for races, so it's good practice. So let's go do some VO2 intervals on tired legs.
Yeah, nice job. All right, that was the first one down. Average of 412, which is good. It's right in the range. The range is 383 to 435. So happy with that, but the first one's always the easiest.
1 down, 7 to go. Might have gone a little too hard on that actually. It's like 313. So I wasn't looking at the power because I was afraid it was gonna be low, and then she went too hard. So next couple I'm gonna try to just actually be in the range. Halfway there. Two to go. That last one hurt. Heart rate got real up there. But that's the point.
Yeah.
One more. All right, you got this.
Okay, that is 9 out of 10 done. I've kept all of them above 400 watts so far, so I just gotta do one more. Gotta keep it over 400 watts,
and I'll be very pleased with the workout. I did it. Got the last one above 400. 405. Oh man, those were really hard.
So you might think there are 4 seasons, but there are actually 2 seasons. There's scratch recovery smoothie season, and there's scratch recovery hot chocolate season.
That's a good point.
Those are the 2 seasons, and we are firmly into scratch recovery hot chocolate season. It's literally just the recovery drink, according to the package, but with hot water. And mine, I still have coffee in this cup, so even better.
Overall, I would say that was for me, very successful workout. It sounds like Sid also hit her numbers, so very successful workout all around, which is great at the beginning of the off-season training to hit your numbers. So we're gonna have some recovery drinks, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about what went well and what maybe didn't go so well this past year, and how we think we can improve moving forward.
What was your biggest highlight of the year?
Probably Mega Avalanche. That's an event that I've wanted to do for a long time, finally getting to do it and then having it go well, considering that I got stuck in a snow fence at the start. Just going there and feeling like it was a cool combination of the skills that I've built up over the past multiple decades of racing bikes, of like being able to descend well, but also having the fitness to climb well. I just like felt like it was kind of the perfect event for me.
So what was your biggest failure of the year?
Biggest failure. I'm not sure anything was really a failure, but I would say Breck Epic was probably the race that I struggled the most at. And I just didn't feel good. And I've raced Breck Epic before and I haven't felt that terrible. And so all I can figure is that I was sick or something. Like I definitely had a cold afterwards. So I think I was just sick, and therefore I didn't even do all that badly. I just didn't feel good. And racing is hard enough when you feel good, and it's really hard when you don't feel good. I am quite proud of the fact that I raced both Mega Avalanche and the Margie Gesick in one year. I suspect I'm the first person to have done that, possibly also the last. Margie was a hard race for me. I'm not sure I enjoy spending that much time on my bicycle. Up to maybe 5, 6, 7 hours, I felt pretty good. I felt pretty strong. But like, man, as we got towards the like 9, 10, 11 hour mark, I stopped having fun. I don't know if I didn't eat enough. I don't know if it was just the fact that I, as we talked about this morning, didn't put in as many miles or hours riding as Sid did this year. Maybe that was the difference, but I really suffered and struggled during that race. So if I want to do more big 100-miler long races like that, I probably would need to put in more time on the bike to have those be successful and enjoy them more.
I'm in the hot seat now. Also, like, it's same like driving the car. I need to like tilt down.
How about for you? What was the hardest event of the year? Or the one that you wish you could do differently or redo?
I would say both Breck Epic and the 12 hours in the Enchanted Forest were the hardest events for me, because those were just days that I just didn't feel good. I feel terrible. I'm fairly certain I had COVID the week before the 12-hour, and I think maybe racing a 12-hour solo with COVID did not yield like quick recovery. And therefore I still like was dealing with that a little bit over Breck, or that was a different bug. We'll never know. I never got like super sick from the situation, so it was never like super obvious, like, oh, you have COVID or you have the flu or whatever. But I did have kind of this slump mid-season where I think I just was not at my best, and I think it was probably correlated to being sick. That was definitely the hardest.
What event are you most proud of?
Definitely Margie Gessick. I really didn't know if I could even complete it, much less win it, do well. So that was a super cool experience. I think very validating in that like I did put in a lot of work to do that race well, and it paid off. I had a lot of self-doubt going into it. It had a lot of people being like, it's gonna take you 18 hours, or like, you probably won't be able to finish it the first time, or da 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 da. And I think like, I don't know, I wanted to prove that I could, and I did.
And not only that, but it seems like you enjoyed it and felt good, like most of the time.
I did, and I think it's a really cool experience to feel good in a 100-mile race in riding for 12 hours. Because when I did the 12-hour solo, I did not feel good, and I kind of thought like, oh, this is just how it is. Like, you're just gonna feel bad riding for this long. And I don't think that has to be the case. I do think a lot of things have to come together from like a fueling and a training perspective to feel good in a 100-mile race, but I do think it's possible.
What, if anything, would you change about your preparation for this year?
I think our preparation for Breck Epic was a little lacking. I think I underestimated that event. Like, I knew it was gonna be hard, but we've just done so many stage races, and this one was just truly harder than any other stage race we've done. The days were longer, the elevation was definitely a factor. The trails were just rough enough and long enough that it was just like extremely fatiguing in like every possible way. We live at elevation, but we live at 7,200 feet. Breckenridge is like 9,400, and we climbed up to over 12,000 like on multiple of the days. And I think a little bit more time in the high country would be really beneficial. Just getting over 12,000 in a training ride, practicing taking a gel or drinking some high carb, or like really getting calories in at that super high elevation. I think I needed that practice. I think from like a volume and intensity perspective going into Breck, I was well prepared, but I just like wasn't totally prepared for how I was gonna feel at those super high elevations at race pace. Any further questions?
Well, people are probably wondering what we have planned for 2025.
Well, just your luck. We're going to reveal that later in the video. But now, alas, we need to go do our gym workout.
Ready, set. You ready to go do a gym workout?
No.
It's gonna be fun.
Really dislike when we procrastinate our gym workouts until late. It's the worst. I hate it.
As you guys can see, Sid is wearing the appropriate gym attire. She has a sweatshirt, tights, and fluffy slippers.
These are my new gym shoes. It's cold down here.
Yeah?
Yeah.
This is what you're gonna do all your gym workout in from now on?
Yeah, and I love these. They're the best.
So all of our gym workouts start with a warm-up, which is a series of sort of walking stretches like these ones, and then glute activations, which is what Sid's doing, squats without weight, and some lat warm-up exercises. So my instructions for the deadlifts are light conventional deadlifts, 4 sets of 8. And when I was doing these last week, Dane said moderate conventional deadlifts. And I did those at 175. So I'm thinking light. This is light today. So I'm thinking 135. Let's start with that. We'll see how that feels. With my deadlifts, I have kettlebell windmills, which are an interesting one. You're basically doing that And the idea is that you're working, I believe, shoulder stability as well as mobility, because you have to rotate through the shoulder range of motion.
I've done my sled pushes, which were supposed to be later in the workout, but it was getting dark. It was a bit dire out there. Like the wind was like, I'm just out there in the dark, almost getting run over, making all our neighbors think we're even weirder than they already thought before. Do you love them so much?
I love them so much. Actually, I don't hate these nearly as much as you do.
That's true, because you have thoracic spine mobility.
Laying on the sofa, a cup of orange juice in my hand, waiting for some thunder, fireworks, some fun. I haven't been feeling it lately. Technology, come and help me. I just wanna feel a bit naughty. Think I'm gonna paint him in pretty. He will give me his love and all the loving that I'm needing. 'Cause the way he feels is almost real, and I'll keep going down. But I'm needing for love and for my liking. Jacob made him. All my friends are dating IRL and getting it on. But what's the point in making devices?
Good job. I love you.
Okay, time to make some dinner. It was a big day, big ride, medium gym workout. So we're going for some pasta and kind of just cleaning out the fridge here a little bit. We got some celery, some carrots, some parsley, and then got some Italian sausage from our cow. Not our cow, but you know, we get a quarter cow in the freezer. So got some sausage, got some ground beef, got these vegetable situations, and an onion. And yeah, that should do it. Make a sort of ragu thing. And then this is a little extra, but we actually made homemade pasta for my birthday a few days ago. So we have homemade pasta in the freezer, so we'll thaw that. Should be pretty delicious. Decided that we need some broccoli of this. I'm gonna really quickly steam some broccoli. This is our homemade pasta. It's still kind of frozen, so we never had leftover homemade pasta before, so we weren't quite sure how to freeze it. I don't think this was the move, but I think if it thaws just enough to like come apart when I put it in the boiling water, it'll be fine. Lemony broccoli, man. It's so simple, but it makes it so good.
Well, we told people that we would talk about next year, so we should probably do that.
Yeah, so we wanted to share a little outline of our schedule for next year. This isn't every race we're doing. We haven't decided on every race we're doing, but this is kind of the highlight reel. So if you're going to be at any of these races, let us know in the comments. If you have other things you'd like to see us do, let us know that too. No promises, but
We also have some discount codes for some of these events, and so we will include links to all of the events as well as any discount codes we have in the description in case anybody wants to join us.
our first race of the year will be the El Paso Puzzler again. We've raced this the past 2 years. We absolutely love this event. It's a great group of people. I know we'll see some of you guys down there.
Kind of get an idea of where our fitness is, which is always
Good or bad,
good,
depending.
bad, harsh. Yeah. After that, we are heading to New Zealand, which is so exciting because we haven't been to New Zealand for 7 years.
Yeah, not since 2017.
Yep, when we got engaged in New Zealand. She said yes. And we are going to be racing the Volcanic Epic, which is a 5-day cross-country stage race in the Rotorua area.
Which is one of our favorite places to ride bikes.
Yeah.
It is absolutely fantastic part of the world. We raced EWS events there several years and kind of excited to go back and see it from sort of a stage racing perspective as opposed to an enduro perspective.
And on the little bikes.
I think it's gonna be pretty fun on the little bikes.
For sure.
I think they won't make us race down Kataoris or whatever that terrifying trail is.
Hatu.
The next event that we're sharing is the Whiskey 50, which is in Prescott, Arizona, and one that Mackie has done many times. This will be my first whiskey, so I am pretty excited about that.
I forgot this was going to be your first whiskey. Then I will be heading to Europe in early June to go back and race Mega Avalanche again. But because I enjoyed Mega Avalanche so much, I'm going to add on Mountain of Hell, which is 2 weeks before. It is another mass start downhill race that starts on a glacier. And I'm just so excited. Like, they're 2 weeks apart. They're really close to each other. It's going to be a perfect opportunity to A, prep for Mega Avalanche, and B, just get another race like that, because we don't have anything like that in the US that I know of. Although if you know of something, you should let me know, because I love that format. It's so cool.
This is probably going to be our most logistically complicated part of the year, but while Mackie is in France, I will be flying to Italy to race the Appenninica stage race, which I am super, super excited about. I knew I wanted to watch Mackie race Mega Avalanche, but I didn't want to go for 3 weeks without any racing, so I was very excited that the dates just happened to line up perfectly for this event. So Mackie will come and catch the second half of Appenninica and support me on that, and then we will drive together back to Alpe d'Huez for Mega Avalanche. And if that sounds like a lot of driving, it's actually like less driving than our house to Denver, so.
Because Europe. Let's see, once we get back, the next big thing on the list is Breck Epic.
Which obviously, as you heard earlier in this video, we need a do-over on. It's a really fantastic event, and it was just a bad time to be sick. And I'm really excited to go back and take what I learned this year and apply it and not be sick.
After Breck Epic, I will be heading up to British Columbia for the Trans BC Enduro. I've heard amazing things about this race. It's all blind. They don't announce the courses until like a week before, so nobody really gets a chance to ride it. Everybody's out there racing it blind. That's my favorite way to race enduro, because you're pushing it because you're trying to go really fast, but you're not going crazy because you don't know what's coming. And so it's really about like reaction time and riding fast without knowing a trail. And another format that I really enjoy. So very excited about that. And I chose to do that because
he's too scared to go back to the Margie Gessick. Sorry, you walked right into that one.
I mean, it's sort of true.
So while Mackie is racing in BC, I will be heading back to Michigan for the Margie Gessick. I think that's probably like the most asked question is, are you guys going to do Margie again? And the answer is, I am. Mackie's going to come out after Trans BC and support for me, and yeah, we're going to go for that belt buckle. I don't know if it's possible, but I think it's good to have a big, scary, unrealistic goal every once in a while. It definitely like has been motivating me to like get out there and ride so far this winter. So let us know in the comments what your goal, event, or project or dream is for 2025. We'd love to hear about it and support you the way that you guys support us.
And hopefully we will see many of you at some of these events.
And we'll be back next week with a video that is hitherto undecided because our computer just took a crap. So you might never even see this video. If you're seeing this, it means there's hope.